we said to the three guys that were in studio at the time, including Pro Pilane, tell us what your thinks and your thoughts, rather, on what you think is going to happen this season. Nadim, Mkonza, and Pro had their saying. Listen in particular to what Nadim said about Orlando Pirates there. This was months ago. You look at Orlando Pirates now, and I could be wrong, but the statisticians are here. What is it? 3 goals in the last 10 matches. 3 goals in the last 10 matches for Orlando Pirates. We're going to get into it. We'll speak a little bit about Kaizer Chiefs as well in the goalkeeping department. 2 opposite sides that are struggling in Soweto. One in the goalkeeping department, the other up front. With the big Soweto derby looming, perhaps an opportune time to take a look at both those teams. But also, we'll get into conversation about a chat I had with the coach of Banyana Banyana on giving away or giving out what I feel is now Christmas at Banyana. We'll get into that and so much more. 10 after the hour 6. Welcome to it. My name is Andile Ncube. This is the most fun I have on radio, man. Every single Friday, Sports Unamplified with Andile comes through. Nadim is with us. Mark is with us, as well as Mkonza. I'll introduce the guys in just a bit and we'll get into it. But the most important part of any Friday is the conversation we have with you. Please join us on 086-000-2160, WhatsApp on 060-552-7303. I'd love to hear your opinions and thoughts on the topics that we've had here. And then we'll go on to preview the weekend as well. Opta Jabu will join us and give us shocking or amazing stats of the week, depending on what game we're looking at for the weekend. The guys will take a look at and let us know as well which players impressed them the most this week. Which players impressed them the most this week, and what hasn't impressed them, what hasn't really been up to par. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll introduce the guys and we'll get straight into conversation. It's 12 after the hour 6 of the mighty Metro FM. It's Sports That Amplified with Andile. I am Andile Ncube, and it's Podcast Friday. The guys are here. On my far left is Spium Konza, SABC Sports analyst and Mnandi Academy head coach, CEO, and founder, who's a little bit under the weather today. Are you feeling better?
Hayi, bangibona nje ukuthi Friday ngithi yabona ngizofela la studio kunankingi.
I know injalo social feeling being.
Yeah.
Injalo boy. Of course I've got Mark the Hask. I think that's the best way to do it, guys.
Ayibize kahle uthini?
The Hask.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, ingcono injalo. The Hask is with us, former SuperSport United as well as the Moroka Solos Football Club legend, but also he's a man that's gone on to curate an amazing life for himself, particularly when it comes to being the man that he wishes managers, agents were back in the day. Mark, follow him on Instagram, by the way. He's promising he's going to be doing big things there.
Yeah.
So it's just the Hask, Hask, the Hask. Mark, welcome.
Thanks, man. Always great to be here. Looking forward to the show. Obviously, great things to discuss.
I can't wait. And the man in the middle is Nadim Lukele, former SABC researcher and statistician. Hola, boy.
Andile, kuhle kubala.
Hi, boo.
Yeah, no. What can I say? I mean, last week I had flu, but now I'm fine.
So you need to tell the flu.
Mark Haskins, I mean, I just let him say all things. I think it was ready for me last week, but I wonder if he's ready today.
Okay, well, let's hear what's going to go on. Guys, there's a lot to talk about. Let's start right into it. I had Desiree Ellis on the show. The backstory is pretty simple.
Yeah.
Janine needs 2 caps to be the all-time capped player on African soil, African football, right? At international level.
Yeah.
She needs 2 caps. But Janine van Wyk, former Banyana Banyana, an absolute legend of the game, not women's game, but of the game. She's been a stalwart of women's football. She's been a torchbearer for women's football, internationally, locally so. And she's even gone and opened her own club that plays at the highest level of South African football. She's done an amazing job, and it's reflected in the caps that she's gotten. She has since retired from football. She sent out a statement, Janine van Wyk, saying, I've retired from football. Has a conversation with Desiree Ellis, the coach, and says, hey, but I still need those 2 caps in order to get that record. Have a listen to my conversation with Desiree Ellis on Janine.
She had just communicated to me afterwards that she wanted to retire, and we all know that Janine is 2 caps away from the African record, and it's not just a record for her, but it's a record for women's football in the country, a record for women's football on the continent, and I wanted to really help her get those 2 caps, and I said that during our media day that we will reward our legends when they announce that they're going to retire.
So Janine then is getting rewarded with 2 caps. There were 2 Olympic qualifiers that happened over the last week. She travelled with the team, but I mean, it was Olympic qualifiers, and it was 1-1 at the time. I don't think you could afford to just give a cap there. But for me, that's where the issue is. But I don't want to muddy up the waters without hearing your opinions. Mkonza, what do you think about this entire saga? And I ask this, and it's important now, because from what I'm hearing, Safa is going to try now to find a plan to give her those 2 caps. A retired player getting 2 caps. I feel like it's Christmas. Your thoughts?
Yeah, Andile ngiyabonga. For me, yes, i-honor Janine, which is she's the highest capped female athlete in terms of ama caps for African football. But again, for me, danger in that it's also, if you negotiate ama caps, there's Mpuminyande that you need to give caps. There are other players that now mhlambe umuntu uzobana 149, I need a 1 cap
I mean, I asked her that question and she said, yeah, her door's open. People need to just call her.
Yeah, but I think for me now also ukhulumenge timing. I mean, how do you call Janine qualifier Olympic? Which for me, she could have done it go Safa. That's better, and the emphasis Kosafa is not the same as the emphasis qualifier Olympic. So I think for me it's got a grey area lentole, because saying net and Janine wamka chance, I can tell you right now kuzovuleka iminyanga eminingi kuzovuleka inkulumo eziningi, because the balance fanele ayithola coach, because I really believe that ama player now ufuna ukritya kahle nathi sifuna ukubamba bo 150.
Nadim?
Yeah, no, I don't know what's going on with Desiree. She started by not playing Andile Dlamini during the World Cup, and then now she's just giving like caps left, right, and center. I don't know what's happening. This is a national team. It's not Desiree Ellis FC. What she's doing, actually, I honestly think is wrong. It's not done in a way where a player that is retired. It's one thing if she's still playing active, and then she's calling her, but she tells no, we're just honoring her. But now she is retired. So why are you calling her? I mean, Mpuminyande was the top goal scorer last year. Was not given. She was always crying. She was best player in South Africa, but she was still like crying for 1 cap. She was refusing to give it to her. Why, Janine? Actually, it's disturbing what's happening. But anyways, maybe that's what she wants to do. She's the head coach of the women's team. She will eventually do that. I mean, so, but I don't like it. I think it's wrong.
And Mpumi is still active, eh?
Of course.
No, exactly.
Mpumi needs 1 cap.
1 cap, but it's just active.
Yeah, for the past 5 years, they denied her 1 cap, and she's still good. One of the, I mean, being the top goal.
I mean, we did speak about that, and she said, you know, she's never had anybody say anything. Janine actually called her, so I guess it's a call away. Mpumi just needs to.
No.
She's
being dishonest. Guys, she knows it's well covered in the media that Mpumi wants that. In this station, you spoke to Mpumi when he was honored by Bomazola that she wants 1 cap. I mean, she knows that.
Mark?
This is not unprecedented
for a retired player.
Not a retired player, but I'm going to be a bit controversial here, and I know I'm going to probably get a lot of flack for this. How many times did Dr. Kumalo play for Bafana Bafana?
How many caps all in all?
Yeah. 50. Exactly 50.
Yeah.
And that 50th one is kind of under the same circumstances.
Was he retired, doctor?
No, I'm not saying anything about retired, but I'm saying
retired.
In terms of, Janine's not a retired footballer. She's still a footballer. She plays for club.
Which club is she playing for?
She's
for her own club.
Yeah.
She plays for her own club.
So she's not a retired footballer. I'm saying it's not unprecedented. It's happened in the men's game. I think someone like Eric Tinkler is stuck on 49 caps as well. Dr. Kumalo, there was a controversy. Maybe a lot of people don't know.
No. My cousin, we are wrong. Doctor was still good.
Doctor's always been good.
Even in the last game, he played in
Bloemfontein. It's not unprecedented.
Doctor was still good. Janine is no longer good enough to play for the national team.
You're saying I'm going to give her a minute.
So Doctor was good enough to play for Kaizer Chiefs, to play for Banyana Banyana. Until
I didn't say Doctor wasn't good enough.
Doctor retired when he was 34 years. He was still the best midfielder. No. We are trying to make it as if Doctor didn't deserve it.
I'm saying it's not unprecedented. It's not the first time it's happened.
For a player who's not good enough to get a cap.
No, you're mixing up his words. I need to come into the defense of Mark here. That's not what he's saying. He's saying that the call-up was not necessarily due to him having deserved it at the time, but it was to get to the 50 number.
Yeah.
No,
what was that last game? Do you remember?
Did I remember? I used to follow Doctor.
Do you remember the last game?
Yes. Okay, I don't remember, but I remember when he retired in Bloemfontein. Understand? But I'm saying he was still good enough.
Okay.
Doctor, when he was given the 50th cap, was still good enough to be in the national team.
Well, the point I'm making
is unprecedented.
It's not unprecedented. I feel it's wrong. I feel if you're the best in that position, like a cap shouldn't just be given. I feel like Janine has done. She's had a phenomenal career. She's on 183 caps, and I think I would also have maybe been okay with it if she didn't react the way she did now.
So we need to then explain
the problem I have is that she left camp when they came, because it was the first leg of an Olympic qualifier.
Yeah.
Coach Des was under pressure. She says she forgot because she didn't have a stopwatch with her. She didn't keep track of time.
But imagine having to manage a game and still have that
exactly.
in the back
Now
of your
that's
mind.
in the back of your mind. And so for me, if Janine handled it and been like, okay, coach, I understand it was pressure moments. We were 1-1 in an Olympic qualifier. You know, we weren't winning the game. And she came back and said, okay, I'll wait my time. But the fact that it's almost an air of expectation. It's entitlement. And that's what I don't appreciate about it.
So
For me,
why were you mentioning Dr. Kumalo?
It's 21 up to the hour 6. Blasphemy on this show.
Yeah, no.
Right.
So disrespectful. So disrespectful.
21 up to the hour 6. We've got to move on from that one and go to Kevin Johnson. Kevin Johnson takes over Kaizer Chiefs. We must be mindful of one thing. He hadn't had enough time to prepare that team that needed to play Golden Arrows.
Yeah.
We don't know what happens within Kaizer Chiefs. And Nadeem, yes, last week spoke about how he's been in the fold of Kaizer Chiefs, but we don't know what his contact with senior team would have been like prior to that game, which I doubt much, because I don't think any coach would have been sitting there allowing another coach to come with him and be a part of it. But I think from a distance, as a person working at the club, he'd been well aware of who all the players are. He's a man that loves the game. He would have known his players, but he hadn't had time to prepare them himself, right? He goes into the game against Golden Arrows, loses that game against Golden Arrows, and once again, I think for the fourth time, it is the goalkeeper that makes a mistake for that first goal. Let's have a listen to what Kevin Johnson had to say, backing Brandon Peterson despite the mistakes.
Yeah, if it's happened before, then we're going to try and fix it. But the way I look at it now, he's got to come back. He's made a mistake, and that's the first mistake I look at it, because every mistake now is my mistake. I take the blame for everything that happened today. Everything that you asked me about yesterday, I wasn't there.
I think that's pretty straightforward in what he's saying. But then, if he's saying he's not even thinking about options here. He says, no, he's got to fix those mistakes, and then he's got to come back. Talk to me about the goalkeeping department, what Kevin Johnson's going to be facing with his last man at Kaizer Chiefs.
For me, it's simple. I said it before. The shadow that Kune casts is just too big. And ultimately, I feel either Itumeleng Kune is number 1 at Kaizer Chiefs or he's not at Kaizer Chiefs. That's the bottom line for me. It sounds harsh, but those are the realities. Iker Casillas, Real Madrid legend. When he wasn't the number 1 anymore, he left. He went to Porto, I think it was. He wasn't part of the club. Unfortunately, the shadow that Itumeleng Kune casts is big, too big for him and the players, in the other goalkeepers in the team. Either he's number 1 at the club or he's not at the club as a goalkeeper, as a player considered.
Your thoughts, and I want your thoughts in particular to go towards Brandon Peterson.
Before I even go to Brandon Peterson, last season Chiefs used 3 goalkeepers. That's a sign of instability. That's number 1. Number 2, who's the best goalkeeper current at Kaizer Chiefs right now? Brandon Peterson. Let's remove the errors. For me, I think I like what Kevin is saying in terms of taking responsibility. But Brandon knows what he has cost the team in terms of making those high-profile mistakes, because you are not allowed to make those high-profile mistakes at Kaizer Chiefs. Unfortunately, the team is not doing so well. So it will be highlighted big, allow more mistakes now. But I believe that for me, Nami, if I was a coach of Kaizer Chiefs, Brandon Peterson will start. Because currently, who's the Chiefs' top goalkeeper? It's Brandon Peterson. None. Kune hasn't performed all the games he has played. Chiefs have lost. And Numa Kuibega Gakuti. Ishado Kakune, the Mzanzi's finest. Hey, man,
why am I not hearing anything about Bruce?
For me, Bruce Naifanaga be ready. Andile, he's not given a chance.
No, he's not good enough. He's not good enough to be there.
How? Where are we seeing that he's not good enough? Is he getting enough games to be good enough?
He did last season. Last season, they were losing most of the time when he was playing. He was given a chance. Remember, at one point in time, he was in the Bafana setup. For me, it's very clear. I'm very disappointed with Peterson because he makes so many mistakes. I like him. I believe he's the only goalkeeper that is likely better than him. It's Williams at Sundowns. He's that good. So the mistakes are there, but the team obviously is not scoring goals. You make one mistake, that mistake will be very clear at the end of the day that you made a mistake. The fans are not going to be happy because I don't believe Kune is a problem. You can have Kune as a supporting goalkeeper because they say he's very good. Even Peterson, one of the interviews was saying Kune is the one who motivates them. He's like a guy who's a legend at Kaizer Chiefs,
but I mean,
who's building the team.
If that's his job, then why must he be a player? Then Mark is right if that's what you're saying. Then he can
No.
be there as a motivator. Then.
But we don't know who's making that decision at Kaizer Chiefs that Kune must play. Because it started with the friendly matches where Chiefs lost all the matches. All the games Chiefs Kune has played, they've lost each and every game. Chiefs, immediately see Kune in the lineup, you are guaranteed Chiefs are not going to win that game. But we don't know a Chiefs who's continuously saying Kune must be selected. Even from last season, Kune was making some. At one point in time, Amazulu won 4-0. Then Zungu Pilanes boss at Amazulu gave False a contract. He was so impressed when he beat Kaizer Chiefs. But Kune was making those mistakes.
You say Brice Vuma's gotten enough chance at Chiefs.
Yeah.
He arrived at Chiefs when? 2017, right?
Yeah.
He's been there since 2017. He has played, all in all, 37 matches.
I honestly don't think is.
How is that enough? How is that enough chance?
Again, this is the thing, and unfortunately, it sounds like I'm picking on the Kune situation. No goalkeeper will be given enough time to really set themselves as a number one while Kune is there.
Yeah.
But how is that different to...
So Bruce as well, there was a few games where he played but it's almost like everyone knows they're playing, and we're going a couple of years back now. They're filling in until Kune is okay. So nobody's set in that position. Nobody's really going to win that position or make that position their own. They're filling the position until Kune is okay to play.
We are wrong. Kune has been sitting on the bench in most of the games where Peterson was playing. Kune was not injured last season. He was there. We are wrong. Kune has been not injured. He's been part of the team as a number 2 to Peterson. Peterson has won the number 1. He's the number 1 goalkeeper at Kaizer
Every
Chiefs.
goalkeeper, you said that, every goalkeeper is looking over their shoulder while Kune is still an active player at Kaizer Chiefs.
So what does
every
it mean?
goalkeeper is looking over their shoulder purely because Kune is Kune.
Yeah,
Kune is Kune. One of the
greatest.
greatest goalkeepers.
We are so wrong.
Time.
Brilliant Kuzwai was at Kaizer Chiefs. Was so brilliant.
Was he number 1?
Yes, sometimes he will play.
Was he number 1?
No, he was not.
Exactly, that's the point. He was a quality goalkeeper in his own right, but he would never get the number 1 jersey while Kune was there.
Yeah.
No, but that's a lie because where's been the number 1 goalkeeper for the past 2 seasons in the Kaizer Chiefs? Where's played more games? Peterson is not Kune. Don't blame Kune
and who's looking over their
My
shoulders?
problem is every time Kune plays, he loses. Peterson is not even in the bench. Yeah. Why? They've not been a game where you see Peterson on the bench, Kune starting. Every time, sometimes I thought he was injured, but now you see Kune coming back against Arrows. Peterson is the number 1 goalkeeper. Kaizer Chiefs has been playing every time. You will see Kune on the bench. There's
Why
no
do you think
problems.
he's the number 1? Why do you think Peterson's number 1? Because if you look at the split, particularly this season, you look at how many games each have played, it's almost been a shared goalkeeping gloves thing. So why would you specifically think that Peterson's number 1?
Because he plays most of the high-profile matches. When they play Sundowns, the tough matches, the big matches that you know. You told me I was sitting there when you said Peterson will play over the weekend against Sundowns. Guess who played? It's Peterson because he's the number 1. Kaizer Chiefs wanted to reach the final. Unfortunately, they were robbed by the referee. Didn't give him the penalty.
Now, what you're saying right now just vindicates everything I've said. Why are they still... If you're number 1... Ronwen Williams is number 1 at Sundowns.
Yeah.
How many games do the other goalkeepers play? When you're number 1, you're set as number 1. You're going to play every game. If you're fit to play, you're going to play.
How do you know that Peterson has been injured? Because there's not been a game where Peterson is on the bench.
Nadim.
If Peterson had been on the bench and Kune starting, I was going to say you are right.
That's a lot of injuries then.
Yes, it's possible.
And he comes back quickly from
also,
those
Andile,
there's not been a game.
Okay, let's see what Nandi's got to say.
If you go back, Chiefs signed Akpe. Umak is correct. Akpe was signed, became a regular because Kune was still injured.
Ooh, got 3 minutes to wrap this up,
Young Bamba. So Akpe at the very same token was let go. Ask yourself, but he did so well. Spell less because Dala while Kune was injured. When Kune came back, they let go for Akpe. So Mark is very correct. But there's a huge shift in that goalkeeping position to Kaizer Chiefs where you are more than Peterson Bamnigene Pande. So there's a huge shift.
No.
Chiefs is taking a different direction now with Peterson. They are trying to negate Lentoguti. Yes, Kune has been number 1 over the years, but Peterson now is slowly getting to be a regular Kaizer Chiefs.
If you are right, give me a game where Peterson was on the bench, Kune started. Official PSL match. Any of the high-profile
But
match.
what does that prove?
It proves that Peterson is the number 1. The number one goalkeeper will always play when he's available. When he's available in the team, he's been starting. That's how it works.
Okay.
You can question.
We've got to wrap it up. We've got to
okay.
wrap it up. We've got to wrap it up. Sorry, Mark. We've got to wrap it up. Let's go to the next one because I still need to hear about the weekend, and of course, we still need to take Opta Jabu as well. Let's move on to the next one. It's the two Soweto Giants that are in the news this week. Jose Ribeiro, lack of goals for Orlando Pirates. Here he is speaking about the challenges at Pirates.
Concerned with the points, I cannot be concerned with the points. Points is something abstract. It's a point, it's a figure. I cannot be concerned with a point. I can be concerned with some things that we are not doing well and we need to correct during the week. We are not finding the goal as easy or as frequent as we would like, and that's a handicap, obviously, in a game like football.
And then he goes on to speak particularly about the goals.
I don't know. I don't know if it's a symptom of, I don't know. I know we used to do the analysis with the result. You don't win, you are not informed. You win, even if you're playing, it's fine. You know, everything is all right when you win. We're looking good and we don't analyze so much. I think our last two games in Durban at home against Polokwane City were, in my opinion, 2 or 3-0 performances for us, for Pirates. And I said the last week that I have the feeling that we are doing a lot of things very well, and we are really close to find that momentum. Not today. Like I said, it doesn't matter if we create a lot of chances. You cannot give the advantage that we gave to the opponent tonight.
That is coach of Orlando Pirates, Jose Ribeiro. They're speaking about the challenges and the lack of goals at Pirates. Mark?
Yeah, it has obviously been an issue, and you look at players that have come and gone again. Mabasa now, he's firing and there's talk already. Is he going to come back? Obviously because he is on loan. Are they going to recall him in the next window? Lepasa left. He did well. He came back. He left. He went, made Bafana, came back, was scoring goals at the beginning of the season. That's dried up a bit now. So I think inconsistency, especially up front. But what I think they can do is, if you have the amount of strikers they have, the quality that they have, everybody needs to contribute, and that's what's not happening, and that's what they need to rectify as soon as possible. It's easier said than done because confidence is a thing as well. I think Evidence Mogopa, I was really glad to see him get on the score sheet. I think he still has a lot to contribute, but not everyone is really hitting their stride, if I can say that.
Mkonza?
For me, Pirates lacks firepower and ruthlessness in front of the goals. Yes, we've seen that over the last 5 games. But again, Andile, is the creativity enough? Because I still believe that if you watch the few games that they've played against Polokwane City, how many clear-cut chances they've created from the midfield. For me, now, yes, Mahopa is still struggling, confidence, Joe Schumacher, Ulipasa, but Pirates lacks established goal scorer, goal poucher, not to Mundosa, Osazfunda, Osaztola, because the team is under pressure to do well. So you need established players who the guy to go to also goal at any given time, and they don't have that guy because Ulipasana is unstable. Yes, started very, very well, but manje so abon Utkune struggling after coming back from injury. Yes, he was been called to a national team, but again, I still believe that if Peggy Parents is squad sabo, it depth up front. I don't really think Bane Kolpacha that you can say now Mundo Shily net regardless. Saleng, they were getting goals from Saleng. I'm a goal spread were around the midfield. The Pirates, if you go back to last season, Saleng was scoring more regularly. Kemit has scored 1 in the last 5 matches. So it tells good because that's the most vital position for Pirates to win matches.
Yeah, Pirates played Kaizer Sundowns in the MTN final for 2 hours. They didn't even have a shot on goal. So that's how bad things are at Orlando Pirates. If you can play 2 hours of football without even having a shot on target, they don't have strikers. They knew that. Those guys at Pirates, I know them. They understand that they sold Tsukwamanje to SuperSport United. They should have replaced him. They didn't replace him. And Lipasa, they trusted him. Sure, he's played well in the first month of the PSL. Thereafter, he disappeared. As usual, you expect him to score 3 goals, then disappear. He has never scored more than 3 goals in the league since he has made professional. So it's simple.
It's not as usual, though.
He scored 3 goals already in the season.
Okay.
He has scored 3. He has scored his 3 goals. What more do you want from him?
So he's done for the season.
Whatever you want from him is a bonus. He can still score. I'm not saying he's not going to score. He has never scored more than 3 goals. There's no quality strikers at Pirates. They are not going to win the league. I don't trust the coach. He's not a coach who can be consistent enough to win the league. He has never won, let's say...
This is the same coach that
Yeah,
last season
yeah.
won 2 trophies
And
and
came
came
position.
second.
Yeah.
Exactly. I also said that that side that I don't trust the coach. He's not. Mkonza had this being praised that this guy understands the culture of Pirates. He's not a Pirates coach. He's never gonna win the league. This coach, because he cannot drop points at home against Polokwane City, draw against Amazulu. Sometimes I can tell you now, they will beat Amazulu home and away. They will beat Cape Town Space home and away. That's how they will always win the league, because they are so consistent. Pirates, they cannot gather consistency. And their consistency also is so bad because the teams that are competing with, they struggle to beat Kaizer Chiefs, they struggle to beat Sundowns, they struggle to beat SuperSport United. So the big teams also, even Cape Town City away, they struggle to win those kind of matches. Now we learn that a team that has not won even 8 games can start by beating Pirates. That shows that it's so bad. The coach is not the right coach to win the league. If Pirates want to win the league, he's not the right one. If you want to win cups, he's perfect. He's excellent. He can even win the Carling Black Label Cup. But the strikers that are there,
How do you like?
if I can,
Andile,
one thing I think Pirates also need to look into is, as much as strikers are not scoring goals, we need to look at their number 10 position.
Yeah.
I don't think they have a proper number 10. Someone like a creative spark in the midfield. We have your Tims and
they scored
Maswangai.
5 goals against Sukukune, and they created over 11 chances. They scored 4 goals against Royal AM. Those chances are there. Those people who create Muswangai and whoever, Ratom, they are still there. The fact is, it's strikers. They don't have strikers. Even the guys who are running.
I want to hear Mark's full thought. Hold on.
Thank you. Literally, I think when you look at football holistically, when the strikers are fighting for chances, they literally, I mean, they're going in there, they're putting their bodies on the line. I think the effort is there, the desire is there. But that creative spark is something different. Someone who just makes things that much easier for the strikers. The chances, the quality of the chances created, it's affected by things like that. And so that is something I think that they also need to look into. Ndlondlo is probably the closest thing to an attacking midfielder that they have. Maswanganyi is also very good, but he plays from wide coming in. He's not a proper number 10. So they don't have that creative genius in the middle. I mean, your Tims, they're beautiful for what they do, but they're not 10s. They play as 6 and 8. When you look at Monares, they're coming from deep in the midfield. There's no creative genius in the middle of the park to just unlock things for Pirates. And I feel that that's something they need to look at as well. They do have quality strikers.
Lodge plays for which team?
Is he a number 10? He's not a 10.
No,
That's the thing.
What
Pirates
position
have not been playing like that for a while. They won the cups. They finished strongly number 2. Zugamanje was playing that. Who was doing that last season? Who was doing that? When Zugamanje was dominating, who was creating chances for Pirates?
Is it Zuvugamanja?
I am saying he's a striker. He was a striker. When he was scoring those goals,
they don't need a 10?
They don't. They've not been playing like that.
By need 10.
But when they've been winning the trophies without it.
Let's talk about what's Pirates formation.
Who was?
Hold on.
When Zugamanje was scoring, who was number 10?
Nadim, calm down. You're emotional.
According to your analysis, what system do Pirates play? If you say they don't play with a 10,
you need to answer mine.
What system do they play?
Who was that number 10 when Zugamanje was scoring those goals? Because they finished strongly the second half of the season. That's why they got points more than any team. Who was that number 10?
Who? I don't know.
Exactly. It doesn't matter what you're saying. They need a striker. They used to release a striker to
And
SuperSport United.
So
now
the
they didn't
have
replace
right
him.
now are not good enough. Is that what you're saying?
Of course, they're not good
All
enough.
of them
That's what
are
I'm
just
saying.
chucked away.
Yes, all of them are not good enough.
That's
You
not
take
how
over the
football-
conversation.
That's not
Switch
how
him off.
football works.
Mro, Evanga, all of them are not.
The mics are off. Emotions high in the studio today. The conversation is really heating up. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, the guys have prepared, of course, what games that they're going to be talking about in the week, but also who's impressed them most this week. Nadim, are you okay? All right, let's take a break. You need it. Right, we're going to get into matters looking forward now. We look back at the week that was, of course, as far as the big news was. It's very heated in studio. All right, to Tom Guy. It's very heated. Roni, I see you as well. The President Yama 2K, I see you there as well. Fully agreeing with Nadim. Joseph is not ready to challenge Sundowns in the league. Both Soweto teams need natural strikers and proper number 10s. Opa. Saying that Nadim is heavily critical of Zakhele Lepasa. Saying I kumkhuza because uZakhele uyamprovela uZakhele all the time.
When last did you score a goal?
Let's go to Lindelo Moya. Lindelo Moya is part of the Opta guys. It's Opta Jabu on Twitter. It's a Bluebird there. Go and support them. The guys do absolutely amazing work. I use them even when I do go on the air. Lindelo.
Andile, good evening.
Hey, how's Cape Town?
Cape Town is good. How's the studio? Sounds very emotional.
It's not as nice as the parade. I'm sure you were were you part of the parade?
I went to see the parade, yes, but it was very hard to get close to the bus,
You need to know people, Mandindelo. You must know people.
I know you. Next time we'll be closer, Andile.
100%. Talk to me. It's a Carling Cup, the quarterfinals.
Yes, it's the quarterfinals now, Andile. And so far there's been a lot of goals that we've seen. So 23 were scored in the first round, the third most in that stage of the tournament in PSL history.
Wow. So it's been a tournament of goals, hasn't it?
Yes, 2.9 goals a game is a very high average because the highest average has always been 3.6 back in 2004.
So then this weekend we can look forward to even more goals. Talk to me about Golden Arrows, though. I mean, they've been sharp.
They've been very sharp. And again, they're even sharper when they get to the derby itself. Amazulu have won just one of the last 10 derbies between the sides when they won in 2018. But otherwise, Arrows have won 5 of the last 10.
So the last time Amazulu were able to beat Arrows is 2018.
2018 in December.
Whoa. So luck not on our old alumni here, Pro Pilana's side here. It's not on his side at all. Talk to me about Stellies, though. I mean, they could potentially reach another semi-final.
Yeah, so they've been very good, Andile, when it comes to cup competitions, Stellenbosch. This could be their third semi-final this year because they've been in the semi-finals of the Nedbank Cup and the MTN 8 as well. If they do so, they'll only be the 21st team to reach 3 semi-finals in the same calendar year, and the first since Kaizer Chiefs did so 5 years ago in 2018.
And that's a stat I would have never looked at. I would have never even thought that. So thank you so much for highlighting that. I do appreciate it. Still sticking with Stellies, there's a New Zealand link here.
Yes.
What is it?
So, yes, Andile, we know the Boks beat the All Blacks, the Proteas beat the Black Caps, and the question has been about what's happened with the soccer. But then what's happening with the soccer is that, unfortunately, New Zealand is kind of winning in this one. Andre de Jong is the only player to score in all 3 knockout competitions this year in the competition, and he is from New Zealand.
There you go. Nedbank Cup, MTN, and the Carling he scored. Hey, Opta, we really do appreciate you. How do people find you?
We're Opta Jabu on social media platforms and also Laduma Analytics as well.
I absolutely love everything you do. Thank you so much. Support the guys, Laduma Analytics and Opta Jabu. Thank you so much for joining us, Linda Lamoya, on the Mighty Metro FM. It's 18:45. Konza, this week, what game are you looking at?
I'm looking at the derby as a KZN. I mean, if you look at the Golden Arrows, for me, it's nine matches, 20 points. It's the best start for Arrows since 2018. And again, I can tell you, I've played for both teams. I know the culture and the mentality. My worry is Amazon, where they're going to get goals. I mean, in the league, they only scored 6 goals. In the last 5 matches, they scored 3. So it's the cup game, you need goals to progress to the next round. So it's going to be difficult against a high top quality side like a Farane Golden Arrows. And they go liwa because both teams, they don't like each other.
So you're giving it Arrows?
Arrows.
Nadim, who do you have this week?
Yeah, it's Orlando Pirates and Richards Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Pirates 1 win in the last 8 matches, but obvious now it's a cup game. That win came from a cup game against Cape Town Space. I also think they will be strong enough to proceed to the next stage.
Pirates?
Yeah, I think they'll beat Richards Bay in Richards Bay.
And you're comparing them, of course, because I mean, when you look at Richards Bay and how woeful they've been, especially at home, and you look at the same was being said about Cape Town, and they were able to beat Pirates. Pirates are on a low right now, but you're thinking it doesn't matter.
Then there will be a problem if they can't beat Richards Bay after losing to Cape Town Space.
Richards Bay have just won 1 game at home this year in all competitions. They played 15. They've lost 11 of those, drawn only 3, and won 1 game at home.
Against Swallows, right?
Yeah. Speaking of Swallows, let's go to the Swallows legend, Mark.
Polokwane City and Stellenbosch is an interesting one for me. I absolutely love watching Polokwane at the moment. When we saw what they did to SuperSport United to get to this stage, they were stellar on the evening, and then we saw them against Pirates as well. Really solid outfit. And we know Stellies, as we heard now, they've really come good in the cup competitions. I don't know if it's going to be enough, though. I think Polokwane City, as a unit, as a collective right now, they're just too strong. And playing at home, I think that's going to aid them as well. So I would fancy Polokwane City in this one.
Your zeros and your heroes.
Oh, that's a tough one. I've been racking my brain, but I'm going to go with Ronwen Williams. I think Ronnie, if you look at his performances in the AFL, the penalty save against Petro de Luanda, and then again against Al Ahly now. He's just set himself apart. He's been an absolute phenom for Sundowns this season.
Your zero?
It's a tough one. I think Pirates for me, purely because they have to be Pirates every day. They can't only be Pirates in the cup competitions. And, kudos to Cape Town Spurs for getting that first win.
Yeah.
They dug deep. They really dug deep to get that win. Pirates have to be consistent. They have to show up and be Pirates every day of the week. Whenever they get on the field, they must be that consistent Pirates. And unfortunately, that for me is lacking right now.
Konza, zeros and heroes.
Heroes for me, I think he kept on Spurs for introducing Luke Batman, 17-year-old. I think for me now, it shows good to be taking a right direction in terms of, you look at the position here. Normally, you can't just introduce a player when the position here doesn't allow you to introduce a player. So, kudos to Cape Town Spurs. They've done so well by introducing.
You know his nickname, Konza?
I don't know.
Pura.
Yeah, so
in Cape Town is known as Pura.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then for me, Pirates is not make sure. I think the performances after winning the MTN 8 haven't been good. There's a struggle. Maybe it's a hangover. But again, I'd like to give it to Cape Town Spurs for getting their first win. And it's going to boost their confidence because you are beating Pirates. And Maushai Pagani and Dodei, Uzizwa Upeta Mandla. So it was an exciting midweek win for Cape Town Spurs.
Nadim.
I thought Puka and Buchanan played well against Pirates. That's one of the senior players that you look in the way there's huge PSL experience. You feel like it's going to improve the team. He's playing his role. I think he played well against Pirates. That's why he was a man of the match. And the Cape Town Spurs, by beating Pirates, it's not easy because even they were playing at home, but Pirates were still out at numbering with the fans and all those kind of things. It's one of those wins that they didn't because it was difficult for them to win. They even lost to Chippa United at home. But them beating Pirates is something. We cannot underestimate it.
Nadim, you asked who was playing 10 at Orlando Pirates last season. Kitso, Magesh, KG, and Tommy all say, to Mark's point, it was Kabelo Jamin.
Yeah, but he's being replaced by Patrick Maswangai. So, playing the same position.
No, they're not.
10?
Maswangani is not playing as a 10.
Where is he playing?
He's playing from wide coming in.
And then, okay.
Kermit
No.
Erasmus is occasionally
There's
used in that.
Okay, there's on the right, there's Saleng. That's usual. And then on the left is Lodge. And then which white? There's two white, right?
Go check the lineups. Check the lineups.
Let's take a call.
Okay, they don't really change it. It's the same coach. But
Check
the fact
the
is,
lineup.
Kabelo Dlamini is there.
I'm
If they
zero
stay.
eight. Check the lineup.
0002160.
But it's not like he played every game, Kabelo.
060-552-7303. Let's start with your voice notes.
All right, here we go. Call Metro FM now on 0860 002160. Drop us a voice note on 060 552 7303. Waking up, I'm too turned up.
Andile, look, speaking to Scalo, I think it was wrong for Desiree Ellis to call it up for two important qualifiers like this. Why didn't she call it up when we were playing the US in just two friendlies? Why now? The girls want to qualify for the Olympics and they're eager, you can see. So you can't be risking by calling a player who is retired, from the national team. We can't do that. And then when it comes to the AFL, the African Football League, I think that, because I heard that they want to postpone the second leg between Sundowns and Wydad because of the Soweto Derby. I think they shouldn't do that, I think we have our own fans and Sundowns will go and fill up a Loftus Stadium there and watch our boys play. We can't be postponing a match because of two teams, who are at the bottom of the table. Because they're playing. No.
Nadine, right? Peterson, number one goalkeeper. Ku Chiefs. Ukhuna uvimbe makade ngekho Peterson. Akakaze ukhune avimbe kuno Peterson ebenchini. So number one uPeterson.
Then you
Ukhune
agree with
nje
him.
manje number 2. Yonke imidlalo akayivimbile imidlalo njengoba esho Nadine ukuthi imidlalo eseqophelweni phezulu ivinjwe uye yedwa. So ukhune we understudy ka Peterson.
I don't know about understudy.
A
choice of words.
Can it be anybody's understanding?
Understand.
Mfethu mamelani lapho emkhonza utshele labantu ivara mfethu
uyazi mfethu akekho goalkeeper kwi-Chiefs ongahlula ukhune. If ukhune mfethu sibonile amagame e-Chiefs, if ukhune uright akalimelanga uyangena. If akekho right abathola omunye umuntu bafaka yena, but angeke ucompare lo mfethu lo ovimbayo nokhune, yabo buyithula aba-goalkeeper be-Chiefs abasondeli kukhune unless kube bekunomuntu ofana noSenzo Meyiwa bekangakhompyutha nokhune, but ukhune manje hayi mfethu sekakhathele, but maka-right i-coach ne-coach ebakhona iyamfaka. Yeah, but because laba abameshi ukhune.
Well, I mean, you're very incorrect, but we'll move on from that. You're extremely incorrect. Let's take one more before we take the call.
The studio is so late today. It's very, very, very late. But I must honestly say, it's the first time ever I listen to a show when Nadine is in studio that I'm on his side. Today I am feeling Nadine. I am feeling him, if you know what I mean. I fully agree with him. With Pirates and with Chiefs as well. But I'm a Kosi fan. Nice show, enjoying the conversation.
Hey man, we do it every single Friday. Thank you so much for being a part of it. And I say this all the time. We want to take it on the road. We want to be able to have it somewhere where we can have this interaction live, and it will happen. It will happen. Let's go take Benzo. Benzo's out at Palm Ridge. Benzo.
Yes, guys, hope you're good. I just want to talk to Mr. Nadim. Mr. Nadim, we like you, man, and we like your interaction. But if you are wrong, my guy, just admit that you are wrong.
Where is he wrong? Let's hear it, Benzo.
Last season, Kabelo Jamin was playing as a 10 for Pirates. And let me tell you, Andile, if like you still have Mr. Opta there, like in the studio, he can tell you which Pirates has lost most games without Kabelo Jamin last season. This is last season. And Pirates has won most games when Kabelo Jamino was playing, because he was playing that number 10 position. He was feeding Zuka Manja. So this season, Peter Masongani is not playing as a 10. And Tina, this is what we are trying for. Play that guy as a number 10 to replace Kabelo Jamino. So that is the issue now at Paris. The coach is trying to play Ukemit as a number 10. If like you can check the last 2-3 games, Kemit has been playing as a number 10 and Umahopa as a number 9.
Right, Benzo, hold on, let me give him the right to respond to you there.
Yeah, okay. I said Kabelo Jamini is still there. The reason why he's not playing, is not injured, is because the players were better than him. So
no,
yeah. Hold on, Benzo. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing on that. That is, Masonga is the guy that actually took his position at Orlando Pirates. He's the one who is playing ahead of him.
But you concede on the 10 position that Mark
was
saying.
I am, but I don't think it's a problem.
No, I hear you. Whether it's a problem or not, but we're saying the 10 is now sorted.
Yes.
Benzo, you've made your point, and it's a good one. Thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you.
Let's go to David. David is out of Guruleni. David.
Hi, thanks for the call. I want also to talk about to disagree with the gentleman who says Pirates is good, no striker. I think Pirates is a lacking variety in the formation. The types of the strikers they have, Lipasa is a good when he's running away off or through passes. And then you have a player like Evanga. If you were to use Evanga as a shielding striker that can hold the ball for a quick players like Karim, Saleng, as well as the main player now, Tembinkosi Lodge. Those players can run off on a shooting striker if they are properly coached. The technical team is so susceptible. It is obvious for every opponent that comes, say, okay, it's Lipasa, you close him, it's game over. If it's not him, it's Mahopa. You understand? The thing is, the technical team doesn't do its homework while the opponents are doing their homework. It's not that there are no strikers. That one, it's a big no. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Kurisho's out. Peter. I don't know if there's a place called Peter there, but nonetheless, Kurisho.
Maybe it's Peter Place in Princeton.
Kurisho. Kuliso? Oh, is it Peter? Oh, it's Peter. Hi.
Hey, Andile, how's it?
Are you in a place called Kudisho?
I don't know. Maybe that may give me the
You're the last one, my brother. Talk to me.
I do agree with Nordin there. Nordin when he say Orlando Pirates, they need a striker. The team, Orlando Pirates is playing well. They're playing good, but only to finish, to score. But then now they want Sofa to come back. But my question is, when they loaned him, he was not doing that. He was not doing good. That's why they end up loaning him. So I want to ask Nordin there, which striker do you think Orlando Pirates can sign so far?
All right, I appreciate it. The guys will answer here. He's out in Bretsu, Peter. Is there a striker available? Remember, Rulani was here as well.
Yeah.
And Rulani said Sundowns are looking at 2 strikers in the league.
Yeah.
Now you're saying Chiefs needs a striker. You're saying Orlando Pirates need a striker. Who are these strikers? Mark?
I honestly, first of all, I don't agree that they need a striker. I think they've got quality at the club.
There you go.
Why are they not scoring the quality?
I'm going to go there. I don't have the time.
Andile, we spoke about it. The only available striker will score goals now by 2. Mabasa and Mayo. So Paris needs to...
They can get into a big team and score goals now.
Manje, because now
10 goals a season striker, Mabasa and Mayo.
Yeah, awufuna umuntu ozowatlamatize usalindile ukuthi afudumali engine yakhe.
Those 2 will give you 10 goals.
Manje.
Okay. Nadim?
I don't know. I don't think there's anyone local. They need to go out like they did with Evanga and Mro. Mro actually is a big disappointment because he's really the one that they thought is gonna be a difference, but he's really been struggling. I mean, the guy was at the World Cup last year this time, was part of the Cameroon squad. Pirates cannot even start a single match. He is not because he's not good. Not because the coach doesn't like him. It has nothing to do with favoritism. It's just, it's not good enough to play.
7 o'clock. We're going to get out of here. Follow the guys on social media. Nadim has got an Instagram account. Go. It's Nadim, Nadim, Dr. Mnandi, of course, as well as the Hask. Every single Friday they come through for this podcast Friday. Gents, le mapara. Pela, and so.